Every one of you who believes in Jesus have been called out of darkness into light, that you may tell about the excellencies of the one who called you. That's Christianity. That's not missions. So we haven't seen it yet. Missions is hearing God's leading to cross a culture, learn a language, proclaim His excellencies, and plant a church where it doesn't exist. That's missions. It's a glorious calling, an absolutely glorious calling. Not all of us are so privileged. I'm not. I don't have that calling yet. Most of you don't. Most of you shouldn't. Some of you do. That's what this service is about. How do you know? You listen. You think, you pray, you look, and God does it. And nobody can explain it. I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are. But you will know. I want to make this a little clearer, that not everybody is called to do this. Paul is on his way to Spain as he writes the book of Romans. Romans is a missionary support letter before he leaves. I read you from chapter 15, verse 20. I make it my ambition to preach the gospel not where Christ has already been named. I don't. He does. Most of you don't and shouldn't. Some of you should. Who are you? That's the question tonight. Keep reading. I make it my ambition to preach the gospel not where Christ has already been named. Since I no longer have any room for work in these regions, the only reason he said that is because he's called to preach where the gospel hasn't been preached. I have no room in these present regions. I hope to see you in passing as I go to Spain and to be helped on my journey there by you. You're not going with me. But oh, you got to get behind me or I'll be undone without your prayers, without your clothes, without your money, without, if you can send a visitor to encourage me, you got to get behind me. Now there's the cleavage. Some send and some go, and the goers are called missionaries in our vocabulary. It's a glorious calling and only a few have it. And I'm out to help you find out who they are. Namely, whether you're among them. Because some of you are, and you don't yet know it. That's the arrangement. Some send, some go. It's always been that way. It'll always be that way till Jesus comes. And God has a way of making known to His missionaries who you are. Who you are. It's amazing to watch it happen. I've been here 28 years. It's amazing to watch it happen. Nobody can explain this. Nobody can explain this call to missions. You can't quantify it. You can't control it. You can't manipulate it. I can't make it happen. Nobody's got a handle on this but God Almighty. I've watched it happen. It's absolutely magnificent to watch it happen. A businessman, a worker in Foot Locker. And the tree starts to get moving. The wife starts to feel the moving too. Mission focus after mission focus. It gets looser until it's done. And they've been out for 15 years. I'm talking about the Deckers. I could send you, I won't name these, might be a little bit. I could send you to two families that I can think of right now who can point to the pew and the date where they crossed the line. And they were business people. And now they're in hard places, laying their lives down. Nobody can explain this. And I don't want those of you who stay in sin to feel like you've been cheated, although I'm tempted to feel that way myself at times. In fact, just say this again, always say this every year, I don't know if I'm going to be here forever. Meaning behind this pulpit while I live. I know I won't be here forever. But I mean, while I live, I don't know if I'm standing here, because I say to God while I'm singing down there, all of you singing, I'm saying, God, anything, do anything to keep me faithful. Don't let me ever miss your leading. Please, God, don't let me get so comfortable in this role that I can't hear you're finishing in another place. God, help me. You pray that way? Oh, I hope you do. I hope every single Christian in this church says, God, anywhere, anytime, I will follow. Don't let me miss it. Do whatever you have to do to get my attention. I don't care. Chop an arm off. I mean it. I'm going to be in heaven in just a few years. I'm going to give an account for my life. Just a few years. I'll see Him. What? The only thing that matters is, did I follow faithfully? Or did I just hold on to comforts and securities and power and influence and blah, 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 to hell with it all? Come on, Lord, break in. Do what you have to do to this sinner man. The wind blows where it wills. Nobody can figure this out. It's blowing in these rooms. It's blowing in these rooms right now. God does it. The rest of us have our work to do. Do we not? And knowing that many are called and depend on us will change everything. A lot of lifestyles are going to change. Read the Desiring God blog tomorrow morning, please. It's already posted to go up at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. And I wrote this sentence, which came out of a prayer meeting on Friday. Ed was there, heard the sentence. The worst of times, the worst of all times, is the best of all times for missions. And I'm thinking the financial crisis mainly. The worst of all times is the best of all times for missions. Read the blog and find out why I believe that was from God. Now, we haven't gotten to the surprise yet. I said verse 9 of 1 Peter 2 has a surprising way to show us cross-cultural missions. Let's look at the surprise. The surprise emerges when you take 1 Peter 2:9 and you put it beside Revelation 5:9 and 10. Because the parallels are striking. And Revelation 5:9 sheds a light back on 1 Peter 2:9 that changes everything. Okay? So you can put your finger in both of those if you'd like. 1 Peter 2:9 and Revelation 5:9. I'll read them back to back. 1 Peter 2:9, just the first half of the verse. You, that is you who trust Christ, are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for His own possession. Got that?